Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, jeka sheko yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. Tori, on the shit.
Yes, people, Lasgidi effect is back and back
Back
in full
again.
effect. Yes, I mean, I know that it's been the international break, so things have been a bit chill about football. But Mossy boy, how far now? How's it
Yeah,
going?
I'm good, my brother. So it's still, it's just a little bit. I'm just bored. I enjoy is just the France and Belgium game.
Oh yeah,
Fred up
that was pretty
and
interesting.
lost
The
the
things
game.
that happened in these, I think, semi-finals and the finals of the Nations League.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But look at. You see what I'm saying about Guendouzi? That guy, he just
Mattel.
he's won a trophy already. Yeah.
Man, exactly like he has the winners medal for the Nations League already,
He won the. He won the.
even
Seriously,
if he didn't
seriously.
play.
I don't care whether this guy has got discipline issue. I don't want Arsenal to sell this guy.
I don't want Arsenal to sell Guendouzi,
I want
but
him there.
yeah, I mean, I think for a number of us that really like Guendouzi, we start to see him go. My man, sentiment is here. He say you. This man sentiment is not even hiding his feelings from the
Yeah.
get go. He said, "Oh man, them, Ateta out." Big up to you, Sentiment. Welcome to the show and welcome to everyone watching. This is Lasgidi Effect.
Yeah.
I mean, as the name states, we're just a bunch of Niger boys, and we like to come on here, talk about football, talk about Arsenal. And
Yeah.
once in a while, when we remember, we dey try put some kind pidgin, some kind
Pigeon.
Niger
Yeah, that's
dialect as
right.
we big up to
Yeah.
you, Sentiment, because to everybody who is watching. So Mossy Boy now, we were just talking about the Nations League, right? And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
France won, which was a really interesting game to be honest. I
Yeah.
watched it. It was so interesting, and the fact that Matteo Guendouzi,
Yeah.
one of the Arsenal rejects of the Arteta
Rejects.
era,
That's the thing.
even though he didn't play, to be fair, I mean, he has the winners medal because he was part of the squad. And I
Yeah.
think even him joining the squad was also because I can't remember, one of the players got injured and they called him up. But I think what that means, at least from an international standpoint, is he's one of the top sort of like second choice players that get into the French squad now when
Yeah,
there's an injury. So he might not
yeah,
necessarily, and which is not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a young player and he has a bright future ahead of him. I
yeah.
think Marcel have an obligation to buy though in the last loan
They
contract
have an
extension.
obligation to buy, but if we actually trigger it that okay, we want to sell him, but at least at the end of the loan spell, he still need to go back to Arsenal first. So
Valid.
I'm just praying that by the end of the season, Atata is not at the club anymore. So this guy he ain't going nowhere,
He
and
ain't going.
we want a manager like. Listen, let me tell you one thing here. If Arsenal has got a manager like Brendan Rodgers, he will have given Saliba, Matteo Guendouzi a full, like maybe probably one full season. Okay, one full season. Let me see what you could do for me. And if you cannot produce what I'm expecting, then you guys are out the door. You understand
Yeah,
what I mean?
which
Look
is
at Fofana, for
funny
example.
thing is this is one of the things that Unai Emery did. I mean, Unai Emery, I understand his regime was a very painful one for a lot of Arsenal
Yeah,
fans.
yeah,
But
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the things that he did do was give some of these youngsters, especially the ones that he brought into the club. So he
Yeah,
brought Guendouzi, he brought
yeah,
Gabriel Martinelli, and he gave
yeah.
those boys a chance. By the time at the end of that first season, Guendouzi was shortlisted for a European Golden Boy. That's
That's
how
right.
you know,
Well,
like,
because on Emery first on Emery team sheet, the first name on that team sheet is Guendouzi because Guendouzi was always in Emery's squad,
very
playing in
valid.
that midfield.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't know. I have
yeah. And
no
we,
idea.
even under Emery as well, we got to see Martinelli a lot. That's another player that we've not seen a lot this season. I mean, I think he's played
Yeah,
like maybe like 2 games or
because
something.
it's Lumberg that brought in Saka, right?
I
Ljungberg
mean,
started to.
yeah,
He hasn't
he
established himself fully, but under Emery, this boy established himself. Him
established
and
himself. Yeah,
Martinelli on the
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they established themselves there. So Atata came in, and you see what I'm saying. Did you see what I'm saying? You see waiting at the talk say players never improve under Atata. See this guy here, our left back, waiting be his name.
To Tierney.
Tierney. You see say Tierney still this he dey struggle these days, Look at what he look
Man,
at see waiting this guy they play for Scotland. Did you watch Tierney in
I, I,
Scotland game? This
I
guy
didn't
was
watch him.
mess.
I didn't watch him, but I heard a bit about the gist of how well he played for Scotland. And
This is the thing. Look at
Mercy
okay,
boy,
let's
this particular international break,
uh
he exposed so much. Oh,
he
Thomas
exposed
Partey, we
so
know they
much.
score 2 goals,
Well, Partey wey no dey score, he go Ghana 2 games, he scored
two
2 goals.
goals. It shocked me. Oh,
Oh,
every game,
see.
as because our players had a good international break. Pepe got a goal. Aubameyang scored. Partey scored 2 goals. Like you said, Tierney had a good game for his country. As in, it was a good international break for a lot of Arsenal. Even with
Uh-huh.
Bukayo Saka, even
Yeah,
Bukayo Saka scored. Emil Smith Rowe for England under 21 scored and assisted.
yeah,
Like it
that's
was
right.
a good international break for a lot
International
of
break.
Arsenal players.
But let me move back to the
But
like
before
of
you before
Gwen.
you go, let me you see
Yeah,
sentiment is ranting in the comment
yeah.
section. Look at him and say Ateta is a reject, saying if Ateta is still here next season, buy Guendouzi and Saliba. You have too much character and aggression for this week soft bland boy bland boy manager. But I
It's
mean, I
true.
think
I agree
I
with
think
that.
Guendouzi specifically is buy to him if Ateta is still here at the end of the
I agree
season
with
for sure.
exactly what you said there. Yes.
You say KT going backwards since last season, and I'll speak a little bit about that before we move on. Did you
Uh-huh.
see all our attackers score? Yeah, I mean, exactly. That is exactly what we're just talking about. Our attackers were getting goals. Even Odegaard created like 4 big chances.
Uh-huh.
This is a pretty interesting international break for Arsenal player. So, Boy, I'm listening to you.
So the thing what I want to talk to say, uh, the reason why Tade doesn't like Guendouzi is because Guendouzi always cause trouble. He always say 3 or 4 manager complaining the same thing about him.
The guy, nah,
Okay,
nah, nah.
let
They
me
cause
look at it
trouble.
this way. Let me look at it this way. I'm not sure whether you remember the day where uh, Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane they
Roy
fight for
Keane,
Tottenham.
where they fight for tunnel. Yeah,
Whether they
nah.
fight
Very
for Tottenham.
popular incident.
Did Roy Keane actually find out waiting they happen before he jump in? They
No,
fight
now.
Vieira. You know,
Of
find
course
out
not now.
what are
Those
they
men, those
always
men were
talk to
tough.
say?
Oh.
Yeah, what are they always talk to say? Guendouzi doesn't know what is going on. He just jump in and he started fighting. But me, I don't care. If I'm in
Baba,
that situation, I won't fight.
see,
Later
now
on,
why
I want to figure out okay what is
valid there,
actually
Baba?
happening.
Now why a lot of you see people will like Guendouzi. This is not one of the reasons why they
Now.
like him because at the end of the day,
Now.
Guendouzi, he wasn't the best midfielder. There were a lot of parts of his game that everybody thought he needed to improve on. So, for example, his
Yeah,
position. Sometimes when Guendouzi they pitch that time, he go just they run everywhere up and down.
everywhere.
Go stay in position. So it's not like it was an amazing midfielder that transformed us,
But he
but
can
just the
improve. He's a young boy
energy
now.
and the passion where that guy gets. See, I
Now.
remember one game where we won one North London derby. I don't remember the name of that Tottenham player. We score maybe not Eric Dyer. Baba can't go in front of our fans. Go they do like this
Yeah,
from bench. Nine Lacazette don't attack the guy. Same as going to do. Then rush the guy. Say
yeah.
wait, who you think say they did that kind of
He
thing
did.
to in front of our fans
You
because
know.
say you score? You get, and I mean, look at even the game that made everybody turn against Guendouzi, the one against
Uh-huh.
Brighton, where he went to choke Mope,
Yeah,
right? Because he was upset at what Mope had done to Leno, and then
yeah,
adding to the fact that we now even lost the game, he was upset and he did it, right? And yeah, I don't subscribe to players going to choke opponents, but I do sort of understand the frustration of how can this guy get away with all the nonsense that I did in this game?
yeah. In this day, this time of an age, you can't go to play and just put your hand on another player's neck. You're gonna get sent off for that.
Of course.
However, I don't mind you going in front of that player and just ask, oh, what the heck? Well, pardon my French. What are you doing to my player? This is my player. You can't do that. But I'm not saying go there and just start strangling them. You understand
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So just go there and stand up for your player. Go there and just like, if Chelsea do that a lot, they don't leave one player to kind of
Yeah.
stand up for himself.
Everybody
All
goes.
of them will go.
In fact,
They will
Bossy Boy,
stand in front of the referee.
if I go talk one thing, I don't know if you go believe me. You see, since that game where Leno
Yeah,
get that injury, don't
yeah,
forget that Leno got injured, Martinez filled in,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
everybody turned against Leno and said, "Oh, Martinez should be our number one because of how
yeah,
well Martinez played."
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Since that game, even Leno
yeah.
has never been the same, in my
Let have
opinion.
never been
He has never
because
been the
nobody
same
stand
since
up for
that
him
because
now.
nobody stood up
Nobody,
for him on
the
that day.
Guendouzi will stand up
The
for the
only guy
guy.
that stood up for him, you
They,
ostracized
they,
that
they
guy.
throw the guy out.
So,
So
but anyways, if we dey talk and we go the runs they go.
I
They
tell you,
say
man.
big ups to you sentiment, Jerry. Say Partey was further up the pitch, back to go. See what happens when you don't play scaredy ball, aka Ateta ball. And we'll
Yeah,
talk a little bit about that. I mean the difference is clear. In and Mercy Boy was one of the people that didn't get too excited after the Spurs game because he was sure that Spurs were just very poor that day. The moment we went back to Brighton, we saw the difference.
very.
We
Yeah.
reverted back to status quo. But
Mhm.
anyways, international break is over. It was an
Yeah.
interesting international break, like we said, for a
Yeah,
few
very
Arsenal
interesting actually.
players.
Yeah.
Also, big ups to congratulations to France for winning the
For
Nations
winning
League
the nations. Yeah.
and all of their squad as well. But now game week 8 is coming. But before we even go there,
Yeah.
let's wrap up a few things about Arsenal, right? So something that's been
Yeah.
trending since like yesterday was Thierry Henry,
Listen to
right?
that. Yeah.
Our legend,
Yeah.
Igwe.
Yeah.
I mean, he came out. I can't remember where it was an interview or something, and he mentioned that he does not think that Arsenal are going in the right direction. It obviously that
Now the
divided the
truth be that
city
now.
because half of the fan base they vex. Say why Henri go talk that kind of thing. Now because say he's with Daniel Ek, they want to take over the club, they want Ateta to lose this job. Some people say Henri is trying to become the manager of Arsenal and all these things. But
But
in
make I say something.
your
Yeah.
opinion,
Make I
what do you
make I
think about that?
let make I tell you one thing. Yeah. You see, Henry has played for this club. He knows the level where Arsenal supposed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy stay long for Arsenal. He go, this guy leave, he come back, he still dey
Baba
score.
gets that too for Emirates now.
Now, and you telling me that this guy, let me tell you one thing, people don't want to hear the truth. Anybody will talk the truth about Arsenal, some fan go hate that person. Now the truth, the guy talk, Arsenal are not going in the right, they are not employing the right people. And it's true. So if anybody come and say, "Oh, the waiting in talk is rubbish," me, I not go be friend with that person because that person no one hear truth.
People
Now
don't
the
want to
truth
hear
be
the
that
truth
now
though.
because
Sentiment is still
listen, let me. They said truth hurts, but a word is enough for a wise.
enough for the wise. Valid,
You
valid.
understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
So what
mm-hmm.
it says there, people that are wise enough, we understand it, but people that are not wise will be thinking that what is he talking about?
What are you talking
You
about?
understand
True,
what I
true,
mean?
true.
So this is the guy that knows the club in and out.
I
So
mean,
don't
if
tell me he
anybody
doesn't know
should
what
have
he's
an
talking
opinion
about.
on Recant, right? Sentiment is saying every fan complains about the lack of aggression. Guendouzi had bags of it. Why Emery picked him? Every team needs a couple of pricks in the team, e.g.,
That's
Diego
right.
Costa, Rudiger, and the Arrow,
Exactly.
which is very valid, right?
Exactly.
And
Which is
Sentiment is
very
just
valid.
bigging up, he's
You
bigging
just
up
you
Henri in
just
the
need you
comments.
just need we just need one person that is going to be like you don't want to touch his own player. You know that he's coming for you. That is why you look at when Roy Keane was playing. You
You
dare
don't
not
mess with
touch.
United
You
players
don't
because you
mess
know
with
it's going
any
to
United
test
player.
you.
Roy Keane
Yeah,
will be coming for you. You
yeah.
understand what I mean? The other time when the guy was making a lot of mistakes when they are conceding goals. The guy talk say he go tell if he dey in that changing room, he go tell and say they come inside boss with them. Find your way home. That is the thing now. And you telling me say we don't need that type of player at the
Bro,
club.
we need them, but I mean, I think we've established that Ateta does not like those types of personalities in the
Atata
squad.
does not like someone that challenge his opinion or his what is it called? His tactics. So that is why you see him most of the time. That if the tactics that he or whatever formation is set is not working, they stick to it, and we lose that game. He doesn't have option B. The players on the pitch knows that nobody cannot go and ask him and said, Ogbeni, this thing where would they ask us, where would they do for pitch? You know they work, oh, make you tell us another, but the manager self no one change up. He no get any
No,
clue.
you know.
So
And as
I beg.
and I think Sentiment mentioned this as well. You know, say sometimes, and because of the way we play, right? We play a very structured kind of football on that
Yeah,
Arteta,
yeah,
and there's a lot more emphasis on defending than even attacking, right?
attacking, yeah,
So, and I think it's one of the things. I mean, when Thomas Partey scored he scored a free kick, which I think
yeah,
obviously the keeper was quite poor for that.
yeah,
His
yeah.
second goal, he literally got into the box, got a player, and shot the ball. And I'm asking myself, would Thomas Partey actually ever enter the box at Arsenal?
No,
I don't think I've
I
seen
never
him
see
like
it, but
really get
he
into
might,
the
he might, he must have,
opponent box.
he must have done it, but I haven't.
It
I
doesn't
can't
happen
recall. I
often, right?
cannot recall when,
In fact,
because
the
Thomas Partey is always playing in front of the back four,
in front of the back
like
four,
holding
yeah.
midfielder.
Hmm.
And really, Thomas Partey, if you go and watch him at Atletico Madrid, he's not that type of player. He play further forward. That is that not the reason why we sign him?
Where we
He play
signed him,
further forward. So he goes to play for his country. He play further forward.
he
But
gets
the thing
goals.
is, I don't even think whether Atata, before he signed player, he actually watched the position they play from their previous club before he bring. He just they just say, oh, this player is really good. Just bring him in. You don't go.
So
Don't,
I
this
mean,
is this is what this is what Arsene Wenger doesn't have. You know, you he always kind of do his research on the player is coming in. And if, for example, you brought in Arsene Wenger bought Ozil, and you're telling Ozil to be playing as a
to be
defensive
defending.
midfielder.
That Ozil, the day where I go open Ozil chapter for this Lasgidi effect, I go make sure say everybody there because the kind slander where I dey hear about Ozil,
Yeah,
sometimes you go think say all the 7 years where Ozil spend for year, say he no score one goal and he no assist.
you know.
If the way people
But,
dey yab
but the
Ozil,
thing, the thing, the thing, the thing be
it dey
say, the
shock
thing be
me,
say,
oh.
personally, say there's one, the issue where they talk say players needs to take a pay cut. When
Mm-hmm.
they talk say Ozil decide he's not going to take a pay cut, he wants to know where the money is going
Where it's
first.
going.
However, they still release about is it fifty
They still
employees.
laid off a bunch of
They
the
still have
scouting staff.
employees. They still
Uh-huh.
so now
They even sacked
the
Gonasaros.
up till now,
See mascots.
up till now, they still don't come out and tell us where those pay cuts goes. Like so, I spoke to Tari about it. I said to everybody that slate Ozil for not taking a pay cut needs to go and apologize to him because he knows that these owners are just
They
there
don't
to
care.
take money. They
And
don't
we see
care.
they talk even people we no like Ozil, they talk say the
You
owners of the
know,
club no care about the club. Right? We they talk but somehow when it now comes to Ozil versus the owners, you take the side of the owners. It's really strange
you
for
know.
me. Anyways, more move on, right? What's the boy
Uh-huh.
say? Sorry, sentiment says Emery is better than Ateta. I do
Agreed.
agree with that. I mean,
Agreed.
you could scout
Because we're
Emery on
not playing this bad.
we
We're not
literally
playing
played
this
Emery
bad.
last season. It was not even a joke. We played Emery's Villarreal last season. You saw the way they battered us. Now. It wasn't
Now.
there's not. They even went on to win the Europa League. Self. We say, Mossy boy, did you guys get to watch the Afcon state side and Nigeria?
Yeah,
Because
I think so.
I'm not sure because Nigeria played over the weekend as well. They won one over the
Yeah,
international break. They won a game and
yeah.
lost one.
They lost one,
Osman
they
Ali
won one.
is here. Big ups to you, man. He says Tade might as well wear a hyper realistic cronky mask at this stage. Disguise his identity. I know Tade does not like Stan Kroenke. I just don't know
No, no,
why
no.
he
Nobody
supports.
likes them.
I don't
Nobody.
know why he supports Kroenke in the Kroenke versus Ozil debate. It's really sad. He says,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's virtually impossible for me to watch in the UK. Okay, yeah. Osman Ali is unable to watch like Nigeria's games in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
But I think
I
there
think
there are
I
probably
think they
some
normally
sites where you
show
can
it on
stream.
Eurosport. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I
I
think a
don't
lot of
know.
people would probably just stream it. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's get back. Let's get back on track, right? So on Saturday now, fortunately this weekend, all the games are happening on Saturday. All the 10 games.
Yeah.
Arsenal take on Crystal Palace. Our legend, one of the the greatest players of the Wenger era, Patrick
Yeah.
Vieira.
Patrick
So the
Vieira
man who some people say is the last good captain we had.
for Arsenal.
I mean that's arguable, but yeah, Vieira's Crystal Palace coming to the Emirates. In your opinion,
They're actually comparing him and Tony Adams, who is the better
who
captain.
is the greatest captain?
He
But
is the
yeah,
greatest captain.
it's and I think I mean so far so good. Is time in Crystal Palace. They haven't
It's not
like
doing
been
bad.
exceptional, but I mean they've played 7 games, they've drawn 4 and
Uh-huh.
won one. I mean they
Yeah.
have the highest number of draws in the league. They and
Yeah.
Southampton. They've only
Yeah.
lost 2 games.
Yeah.
And they're coming to the Emirates. I really hope that fans at the Emirates, and I'm sure fans at the Emirates, because they love Vieira. Vieira has not offended us. He will probably get a
He
good
hasn't done anything
ovation.
wrong. He hasn't done anything wrong, but it's part of those players that we have to sell when we build our new
When we
stadium
went to
to
the
kind of
Emirates.
generate
This is
money.
another the day
So
where I go round for this Lasgidi
yeah,
effect. I say they come say another
yeah,
person where people they talk, where they say they slander, where they shock
yeah,
me now. Say Wenger, the manager we're selling good players, we
yeah,
sustain us throughout that period where we moved to Emirates, where we don't get
yeah.
money, and
Uh-huh.
still kept us in the top 4
It's
in
the
the
top
big
four. Yeah,
time year after year after
yeah.
year. Yes, we
That's
went
right.
on a 9-year trophy drought.
Yeah,
Yes, we didn't win the league again under him after that 2003 2004 season,
yeah.
but we were going to the Champions League. We were, we were still
At
a
least
big
even
club.
even
Clubs
though we
feared
are not
us,
doing well, yeah,
you know. Yeah, we had a 9-year trophy drought. After that 9-year trophy drought, we won the FA Cup 3 times in 4 years.
in 4 years,
And I
yeah.
don't understand. I know that his time was up and he had to go, but till today, I don't get why some fans say things like Wenger failed. It dey shock me, I no go lie.
I don't, listen. Let me tell you one thing. Yeah, let me tell you one thing. I will be honest with you now. You see that before Arsene Wenger actually announced that he's actually leaving, I'm one of the people because then he was on 2-year contract. He only spent 1 year of it. He's still got 1 year left. I'm one of the people that are saying that, oh yeah, let him just finish the last year and just go see how he's going to. But a lot of people are saying that, hell no, it's not doing. But if Arsene Wenger is still there now, there are some players in that squad that will not be playing Arsenal player, they're not going to be the Arsenal player. And I believe is either Ozil will probably be at Arsenal right now. You understand what I mean? So, but
I
it's
mean,
what it is.
imagine
His
during
time is gone.
just imagine during that COVID era. If there's any
Yeah,
manager you want managing your club in such a
yeah,
difficult time, is Arsene Wenger is
time.
probably one of the best. It will, because anything he tells those players to do, they will do it.
They will do
Trust me.
it.
Even
Yeah,
this Ozil would take a pay cut under Wenger
it would.
if Wenger
You
told him to
understand
do
what I
it.
mean? Because
You know.
the way Arsene Wenger is going to put it across to them is going to be a better way than the way they put it.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Anyways, back to
man.
the game. Sentiments here. Sorry, Osman Ali says Adams was a better captain than Vieira because he was vocal on the pitch and vocal in the back. For me, those are the best types of leaders. Yeah, I mean, there's an
Leadership.
argument for like some people
Yeah,
even say that defenders make the best captains because they have a better view of everything that's going on the pitch at all times. Arsenal captain versus Arsenal legendary captain. Yes, so because
yeah.
Ateta was our captain at some point too. Adams was legendary too. Yeah, definitely. Sentiment saying Wenger was an accountant at the end. Not too worried on the football. Shameful if you had kept the players as the stadium fee was 25 million a year. Only a year only. He sold us out. I mean, to be honest, Wenger, it was good and bad, but I just feel
Yeah,
like in the balance when we talk about him, let's not talk about him like somebody who came here and failed. At the end of the
failed.
day,
Yeah,
one of the biggest achievements in Arsenal's history is that invincible season, and it was Wenger who gave that to us. But anyways,
Yeah,
back to
yeah. But
Arsenal Crystal
just
Palace.
before you go, even though Alex Ferguson said something recently that regarding Invincible, he said Invincible is an incredible achievement. He topped up everything, and the only manager that did that is Arsene Wenger.
So
So
far in
he said
EPL, nobody
he
else has
even
been able to
said
do it
since his managerial career, he knows that he has won a lot of Premier League, but he has never won the whole season as Invincible.
without losing a game.
You
It takes
know,
so much to be able to do
it
that.
takes so much.
But
It's
anyways,
very hard.
so
It's very hard.
Mercy boy, Crystal
Yeah,
Palace are coming to the carpet. How are you feeling?
yeah.
Do you think that we can take them on
I feel all right,
and get a
but
win?
well, I because you the thing is, look at us against Brighton. Brighton are not better than Crystal Palace, right? They are not better than Crystal Palace because let me go back. Let me move back 2 step back. We play Spurs. We beat Spurs because Spurs were they're poor team. They're trying to be clever, but their cleverness turned to shamble, right?
They
However,
fucked them
we
so
move
good.
from there. We go to Brighton. Brighton are actually they playing without one of their best midfielder in the Premier League, right? And we still cannot beat them.
It's not even
Crystal
that we
Palace
could
is
not beat them. We struggled against them.
we
We were
struggle.
lucky
That's right.
to come out
Crystal
with a
Palace
draw.
is exactly the same like Brighton. They're not going to leave their midfield for us to 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 take it over like Spurs did. No, if we cannot control the midfield, if we cannot move the ball better than them in the middle, it's going to be probably a draw again, or probably we're going to. And again, if we concede the goal first, like what Zaha
Ob-
always do, if we concede
Obviously,
first, then
that one is the
that is
one
over.
thing we must always avoid now is conceding first, because
Conceding
there's
first,
the
that's
chances
right.
of coming back after we concede first are always very slim.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I share a bit of your sentiments there.
yeah,
When I because recently, I think it was yesterday, I was reflecting on our season,
yeah,
and obviously we lost the first 3 games of the season. People
yeah,
can say whatever reason why we lost that. At the end of the day, we can be right or wrong. But when
yeah.
we started winning, we beat Norwich, and I remember that Norwich game. The performance was poor. It took a very scrappy goal when Pepe was the one. He fell over. He mistakenly kicked the ball. Aubameyang got the tap in before we could even score that one goal that helped us beat Norwich.
Yeah,
Burnley as well. It was a good free kick from Odegaard that got
yeah,
us the goal that helped us to
yeah.
beat Burnley, and it was just that one goal. Spurs were the ones that just opened their legs and said, "Oh yeah, you people fire on," you know.
Spurs just thought they just okay. I know, part of me saying this. Spurs are like Ashawo stand on the road.
They open
Man
legs, say,
just
"Oh
they
yeah,
walk.
now,
They
you
just
know, the
man just they
yeah, the
coming in and
fire
out.
go,
You
in
know,
that in that first
no,
half, even
you
though
understand. You waiting
yeah,
at the top. This
mm-hmm,
Spurs where we play, not be the same Spurs that play
no be
us.
the normal Spurs now.
Not be the same Spurs that play Man City that play us now.
Of
Look
course,
at
no be the
Spurs that
normal
play Man
Spurs.
City.
Yeah, no be the normal
So
Spurs now. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got that win, and that was probably our only good performance in the PL so far. Because when
yeah,
we now went to Brighton again, proper midfield, proper defense, we struggled.
hello.
And so I look at it and say, if Crystal Palace come with a proper midfield and proper defense,
Yeah.
oh man, I struggle still. Oh,
Crystal Palace has got this midfielder. What's his name? He came from West Brom. This
Gallagher,
Gallagher. Is it
yeah,
Gallagher? Oh
yeah,
my God. I
that
don't
guy
know.
is
I don't.
Sabio.
You see that guy. You see this guy here. If he picks up the ball, I just love the way he
That
just
guy is
caresses the
Sabi.
ball, go past players. Like, oh my
That guy is
God,
happy. In
that
fact,
guy is
he
good.
he and this guy Maltos Pereira, who went to I
Yeah,
think Qatar or something.
yeah,
Those were the two best players in West Brom last season, right?
yeah, yeah,
Pereira even he got more goals because I remember when I wanted to sign Madison, I wanted Pereira, so I did that comparison.
yeah.
Created more chances, got more goals than Madison last season.
Man,
So
you
and
know,
even though he got relegated, so those two guys that left West Brom, I mean,
yeah,
Crystal Palace, they were sharp enough to go and get that guy because that guy is
yeah.
a full baller. And
Footballer. Yeah, yeah,
they signed Hudson Edward from Celtic, who is the
yeah.
striker they've been begging Arsenal to sign for like
To
3 seasons.
sign.
We no agree sign him. No problem. Crystal Palace don't sign him. They have a
Seriously, I
bunch of
don't
they
know,
have some
man.
players They get like two Nigerian guys with a ball. That Ebere Eze guy and one guy called
Uh-huh.
Olise that scored in their last game. Those
Eh,
boys are magical. Before you not even talk about Zaha, I think that they have a better squad at the moment. It might take a little while for their squad to gel and
to
like really
gel,
keep it
yeah.
going. If Vieira does a good job, that squad can, maybe even be in the top 10 or something in the league at the end of
Yeah,
the season.
yeah.
So how would they watch them? So yeah, I mean, to be honest, any Arsenal fan at the Tottenham, our next 5 games, and we get. I think we have
Crystal Palace
what's it
first.
called? We have Crystal Palace, then we have Aston Villa.
Yeah.
We have Crystal Palace, we have Aston Villa, we have Leicester, we have Watford, and we have Liverpool. So let me even leave Liverpool out. Those 4 games: Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Leicester, and Watford. If
How
I
many?
ask any
That's four
Arsenal
games.
fan,
Out of that
yeah.
12 points. Out of those 12
In fact,
points.
let's even
Out of
add
those four
Liverpool, so
games.
it will be 5 games. Our next five
But,
games,
okay, our next 5 games. That next 5, how many points is that?
that's 15
15, right?
points.
15 points. Okay. First of all, let me start from the back. That Liverpool one, count it out, no points.
Council.
Then the last 4 games, I will really, really be honest. If we get 6, I will be surprised. If we get 6 points out of those 12, I will be very, very surprised. Because the reason why I said that is because we don't have a playing style. We're not aggressive enough. We're not ruthless enough in front of goal, and we don't score enough goals. If we don't score in the first 45 minutes, the second half, the manager will just tell them that just go out there, make sure we are not conceding. That's it.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
is, you know,
boss, I can't argue with you. Let me tell you, if I ask, and I want to know what you guys think in the comment section as well. If you ask any Arsenal fan, those 4 games, I mean, we've discounted Liverpool now because it looks like
yeah,
Liverpool na sure loss, right? But if you count Crystal Palace, Villa, Leicester, and Norwich, if I ask any Arsenal fan, which one are you 100% confident, as in that you
yeah,
can beat your chest that Arsenal will win? I'm telling you, brother, everybody will say none.
yeah. You,
I'm
you
not
know what I
joking.
want to talk. You
Because
know what
even the one that seems easiest now, Watford. And
Watford, yeah.
this season, that Watford, this season, they've not been an easy opposition.
No. Yeah.
So I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Aston Villa, home and away
Yeah,
last season,
yeah,
used us for as breakfast.
yeah.
Leicester City beat, I think we beat them once, they beat us once. You know now, as they go, I hear you, Mossy boy.
Yeah. I want to say something now. It just went out of my head. I will say it when I remember anyway.
But yeah,
So
like
it's
there's none of those games that anybody will say they're 100% confident that Arsenal will win.
that's the
And
thing, man.
that for me is the problem that we're facing now. Is that now we're
Uh,
not even confident of beating anyone anymore. We
anyone?
will
Yeah.
probably win. Okay.
The thing where I want to talk, we say, when I just want to go back to Xhaka, right? I want to do that time where Arsenal won't sell Xhaka here. If Arsenal, I'm comparing. What's the name of this Aston Villa midfield? McGinn. Is it McGinn? The left
Mm-hmm.
footed, like Xhaka
Yeah.
as well. That guy, every people underrate this guy, but this guy, the amount of job he's doing for
Where the
Aston
guy they
Villa in
do.
that midfield, his work rate is better than Xhaka work rate,
Yeah, that
100%.
guy is a tough
I
guy.
would
You can
rather have
see
that
him.
guy in our midfield than Xhaka. I tell you right now. If Atata wants to play Partey as a defensive midfielder, I'm happy for him to play Partey as a defensive midfielder, but bring McGinn in to be doing
To do that
to
dirty
do all
work.
those run he's doing for
Now
Aston
that
Villa.
dirty work, I don't know. He wants Partey to
Now,
do that dirty work, of which Partey na 48-year-old man. He know
you
if he do
know,
that dirty work for you. Leave am make they use in technical ability, they create chance, they try score
chance.
goal. You need a young, energetic,
A young
dirty
look,
guy.
but this
And
is
it
why
can't
a
be
lot of people
Xhaka
this
because
is why
Xhaka
a
will
lot
already
of people
collect red
don't
card if we
this
try
is why a
anyhow.
lot of
So
people don't know. A lot of people think that is Jack Grealish that is carrying Aston Villa.
Villa.
Since he went to Man City, he
They no
hasn't
miss
done
Sam now.
anything spectacular.
They no
Because
miss Sam. Villa are
Jack
not in
Grealish
a
has
worse
got,
position.
yeah, he's got
They are
people
not
in the
doing worse than they
midfield.
were doing.
Yeah,
They're
he's
currently
got
10th
people
in
in
the
the
league.
midfield that is do the work for him. Like people like McGinn doing the work for him. And they just tell, okay, Grealish, you just go forward, you and do all your
Create
dribbling in the
chances, yeah.
box and let them foul you. So that's why they think that, oh, Jack Grealish is spectacular and all that. But that guy, that McGinn guy, is from Scotland, does it?
Yeah.
Oh my
The guy
days. I
is pretty
love
good.
that
It's
guy.
pretty good.
That guy doesn't look like a footballer boy. He's a baller.
It's a real
Trust.
but let me take a few comments.
Yeah.
Sentiment here saying Gallagher versus Xhaka would be a red card waiting to happen. Of course, because Xhaka is never going to play. Xhaka is injured. But
Yeah, he's
moving.
injured. Yeah.
Sentiment saying Eze was Arsenal former
That's not
academy
from
project. I
academy.
didn't
Good.
even know that, but that guy is a baller.
Yeah, he's
They
injured
say
as well. I don't think he's
we
playing.
have the third worst coach in the league.
No,
Sentiment. Let
no,
me
no,
know
no.
who you think the first and second are, though.
No, no, no.
If you say we
I
have
don't
the
agree
third
with
worst.
this. The reason why I don't agree with this is because every other coach in the league has got more experience than Atata.
Than
Atata is the
Arteta.
worst.
He's the least experienced coach.
He's the least
What's the
experienced.
boy say? Is the worst. Are
Yes.
you serious? Sentiment thinks we'll get 5 out of 12 points. I mean, is it that saying we're going to draw all five or we're going to win one and draw two? Sentiment, let me know which one you think we're gonna win.
Yeah,
We
like I
got
said, I'll be surprised if you get 6 points. I'll
yeah.
be
It says
very,
we
very
got Willian
surprised.
over Eze last season. Oh my man, that Willian era, I don't even want to remember it anymore. One of the worst things that happened to us. And he says, I would say,
But the thing is, let me quickly say something quickly about William. Yeah, what they promised William, they never made it happen. That's what
did it?
they promised. What they promised the guy before the guy signed for Arsenal, it's never happened. They expecting him to say, okay, you have been playing in the Premier League long enough. You play in one of the best squad or one of the best team in the Premier League. You should be able to come to Arsenal and just carry all the dead wood that we have. No, the football is definitely not like that. And everything they promised the guy never happens. The same thing, everything they promised at Aubameyang before he signed his new contract is any. I would say maybe probably one or two of it happening.
What happened? Yeah, I mean, now
And
in
no,
retrospect,
now they scrap the process. Oh, where before they say
they,
it's a process.
now
Now
they've
they scrap
restarted
it.
it.
Now
Now
it's a project.
we be project you too. Sentiment is also saying it will say it now we should have gotten Edward. I mean, a lot of people wanted us to get Edward at some point, especially when it seemed like
Yeah,
Aubameyang and Lacazette had started to decline. Although me, I still
yeah.
believe that I won't believe that those boys have declined until I see them
So
under another
you see,
manager.
this is what I don't get. Yeah, let me say this. Yeah, Liverpool, they got Salah, they got Mane, they got Firmino, and they got Origi, right? I would say
Yeah.
Origi is number 4 Liverpool striker, right? Out of all those,
Because now even Jota gets in their
Jota,
side
yeah,
before
maybe
them.
probably, yeah. If Jota is a number 5, yeah, why can't we have Aubameyang, Lacazette, and that was what you
Edward.
mentioned is Edward?
Edward.
Why can't we have both of them? All the
We
three of them?
can we can. It's just
Yeah,
unlike us now.
yeah,
I mean Liverpool plays a different formation. So
yeah,
at every given time in a game, you have at least three of those boys in the match,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Salah, Mane, Firmino, or Salah,
yeah,
Jota, Firmino. You always have at least three of them. For
yeah.
us now, we can't even have Lacazette and Aubameyang on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is in the whole season, how many games did Origi play for Liverpool? Maybe probably
Yeah, just a few
10
games to
or
be
5,
honest.
few
And you
games.
could still
And
see
these
Klopp
guys
came
still
out one day to
score.
say Origi is a
Is it,
sensational
is it,
striker.
you know?
Kill me, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry,
Yeah,
man.
that's right. Because
Sentiments.
this is the way our manager should be. Yeah, when they ask you about a player, because you can see Klopp when they ask him about Origi, say Origi is so sensational. He big up his player. He doesn't
Of
put
course,
them down.
it doesn't
This
pull
is
them
what we
down.
need to be doing to
That's
our
what you
player.
need exactly.
If
But
anybody else coming for our player, we should be
yeah,
slapping a
but the
price on
reason
them.
for me, the reason why we don't do it, in my opinion, and because I'm on Twitter a lot, I see these things. The reason why a lot of people don't do it is because they don't want to blame Arteta for the team's performances, and they want to be able to blame the players. So if you are blaming the players, you also can be bigging them up, which is
Yeah,
and for me that's the reason. If it's because we don't want to blame Arteta, so we have to push the
yeah,
blame on the
but the
players.
thing is, you can blame a player at the same time. You can still beat them up. Yes.
Not be with for Arsenal fans or.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but
moving on. Sentiment says I prefer we get Douglas Lewis over McGinn, get a proper DM to release Partey. I
yeah,
mean, Douglas Lewis is also another really good midfielder.
yeah,
Since it says draw, lose, draw, win. So that's draw Palace, lose to Villa again, God forbid.
yeah.
Draw Leicester, win Watford, and lose to Liverpool. This is what sentiment thinks is gonna happen. He says Ole is worse than Ateta, multi-ball, and far as he gets battered.
Oh my. Okay, listen. I think I know where sentiment is coming from here, because Ole has got the best ever player than this best squad than Arsenal, but still he still can't get the best. He still can't give them the pattern of play to win easy matches, right? So that I think that's the reason why you say
I
Ole
mean,
is
yeah. I
constant.
mean, to be honest, how do you have Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, and what are you doing? And I think he's saying so. The Norwich manager is also worse than Ateta. I mean, that one you can actually make an argument for, because that guy gets
No, no,
battered
no, no,
everywhere
no.
he
Let
goes.
me say this. Yeah, let me say this. I will not say Norwich manager is worse. Yeah.
Because he
If
doesn't have
Norwich
the
go
same
down
kind of
now,
players.
maybe if Norwich go down to Championship now, next season they will come back up. We know Norwich for that, because the squad they have, they are not the best for Premier League. Even though if Atata go and coach Norwich, Norwich will still be at
You'll
the
see
bottom
the
of the table.
relegation.
You understand what I mean? If Norwich manager comes to Arsenal, they will still be doing exactly what they are doing now, probably be doing better, because Norwich doesn't have the player to, But if they go to Championship, they carry out the game plan, their manager set up for them, they come back up. You understand what I mean?
Valid,
Ole
valid.
Ole is the one that is shooting himself. How could you have Cristiano Ronaldo in your team on your last game? You now say now Cristiano Ronaldo needs to be on the bench. Cristiano Ronaldo will be say every time he played, oh my dark keeper Looney. You understand what I mean?
Ole is not serious. If you have
Oh,
Ronaldo
that
in
guy
your team,
is Cristiano Ronaldo
except
just the
except is the one that is spoiling the game on that day. If not, he's the kind of guy you always want to have on the pitch, because you know he has that hunger to score and he will
and
always
again,
make some
you
goals.
know why I pick up in that Man United squad here. Before Cristiano Ronaldo come, everybody they shout from Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo came into this that squad. He just shot that.
Bruno fans
Nobody
don't
they
keep
talk about
quiet
Bruno
now. Nobody
Fernandes
to be.
again. He just overshadowed everything.
Oh
I
my
was like,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
oh
Anyways,
man,
let's before we round up, let's just
yeah,
take a look at some of the other games that are happening. I think
yeah,
probably the most interesting game. I mean, there are two games that I think are a bit interesting.
yeah,
One is Leicester Man United, because I
yeah,
think that, I mean, those are two teams that finished in the top six last season.
yeah.
Uh Man United, I'm sure they're itching to bounce back in the league. And Leicester are going through an interesting period. I heard that Newcastle wants their manager, Brendan Rodgers. Say Newcastle, they are looking for
But
how
he
to start
said
to
they
spend
said
their
on
oil
Sky Sport
money.
News that he's distanced himself. I think he's not going.
But yeah, we're gonna see. But what do you think about that game? Man City, Leicester and Manchester United.
Man United, Leicester are not. They just conceded goals that the sort of goals that they don't concede last season. They just. I, I can see Man United winning anyway. So
Yeah, me
yeah,
too. I
Ole
mean,
is not going to make that mistake putting Cristiano Ronaldo on.
he won't make
Look at
he won't
what
make that
he
mistake.
scored hat trick on the international. Cristiano Ronaldo, he
Of
scored hat
course,
trick,
the
and
guy is a
you say
baller.
you want to be putting that type
I
of
mean,
player
two
on
of
the
those
bench.
goals were penalties,
He
but
is
yeah, I mean, I
35,
heard
but
it.
he's
He
playing
did
like 17-year-old.
He says the worst sentiment here is saying the worst thing about Ole is he could take CR7 to Europa League. Oh more. And turn Champions League around to Europa League. See, Ronaldo will
Let me
not
tell
even
you,
play in the Europa League.
Cristiano Ronaldo is going to go to World Cup next year.
He won't play in the Europa League. There's nothing. Exactly. Of course, it's gonna be at the World Cup. I'm sure he
Yeah.
wants to win the World Cup.
Uh-huh.
Sentiment thinks United will draw the game against Leicester. I mean, we're gonna see. The other game I think is interesting is Brentford Chelsea. Not because of anything, but because I think Brentford they've proven to be that team that came
Tough.
from relegation that will give everybody
Uh-huh.
problems. They
Yeah.
literally drew 3-3 with Liverpool the other day. And Chelsea at the moment, I don't think that they're in very good form. So
But
I'm sure
Chelsea
Brentford will
would be
show
too
them
much for them.
Pepe.
Chelsea
I'm
would
sure
be too much
Brentford will
for them.
show. These people drew Liverpool 3-3. Oh. Liverpool will
Listen,
sabi score
I
goals. Oh.
know, I know, I know. Because Liverpool go to them and say, "Oh, Liverpool never." When Liverpool sees that they're scoring, every time Liverpool goes back, when Liverpool step up their game, they score. You
They score.
understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool, when Liverpool was leading 3-2, they just like, okay, just they put their foot off the gas again, but they just got. But Chelsea will be too much. Trust.
Okay, okay,
Chelsea would be
okay.
way too much for
I
them.
mean, we'll see what happens on Saturday. But
Yeah,
anyways, I mean, those are the major highlights of the show today. I think it's been a
yeah,
pretty interesting show.
yeah, yeah,
One day we'll just one international break. We'll just come here and have proper rants, and I'll
yeah.
speak my mind about a lot of the things that these Arsenal fans are doing. But when that day comes, we'll have it.
That'll
Anyways,
be
big ups
good,
to everyone
man.
that watched the show. Big ups to you, Sentiment, Osman Ali. Big ups to everybody. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to like our videos. Uh, and Lasgidi effect to be back again in full effect next
Next
weekend.
week.
Sorry, next week Thursday. Hopefully by then we would have beaten Crystal Palace because I do hope we win. And then it would we would be in a great mood. Anyways,
Yeah.
until next week now. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and see you next week.
Next week.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. To the